The Infiltrator, starring Bryan Cranston, is a movie about the inner workings of the Medellin cartel and how a U.S. Customs special agent helps take down Pablo Escobar's money laundering organization. Now, for those who have not seen it, Pablo Escobar makes a brief appearance in the film, and I swear to God, it was the real-life Pablo Escobar. But this movie is not focusing on the world's most notorious drug trafficker, so don't be fooled. This is a film about his money, and how it moved freely throughout the United States with the help of his right-hand man, Robert Alcano, who actually wasn't Pablo Escobar's right-hand man, but hey, you know, it's a movie. In order to infiltrate the Medellin cartel, Robert Mazur, the U.S. Special Customs Special FBI, DEA, created an entire fictional life and career as Robert Bob Musella, a money launderer based in New Jersey with connections to the mob. The believability and perception of Musella's identity was the key to the infiltration, and he is given cars, clothes, mansions, a fictional affluent identity that allows him to fool the money handlers of the Medellin cartel into believing that he is the world's foremost money launderer. It is pretty crazy to see how they surreptitiously set up his crime alias, but it would have been better established over the course of a few television episodes. And though the real operation took place over a span of 2 years, the movie operation feels like it was a couple of weeks, really. The fatigued pacing of the film does have its charm, but it doesn't accurately convey the real time of the entire operation. The source material is so deep and interesting that the film keeps your attention, but this is a story that should have been developed throughout a 10-episode miniseries, probably. HBO, Netflix, you choose either one. The runtime is the biggest flaw in this film. The characters and relationships that we as the audience are supposed to care about never get their proper development. So when the final act happens, the pull on your heartstrings is not that emotionally impactful. The final act has a great climactic moment in which Robert Alcano, played brilliantly by Benjamin Bratt, is arrested at a fictional wedding between Musella and his undercover wife. But the moment falls flat because the relationship developed between Roberto and the undercover Musella, it felt rushed throughout the film, and it feels insincere due to the film's 2-hour running time. This movie is seriously hindered by the running time. It would have worked so much better as an HBO or Netflix series. Because the source material is so great, it really needs to be fleshed out. You have all these great actors like Bryan Cranston, John Leguizamo, Benjamin Bratt. They're playing all these interesting and intricate characters that really have a lot of backstory and development that needs to be had in order for the audience to really feel something for them emotionally. When you have the great moments of tension and trust and loyalty and betrayal in this movie, they're really not that impactful because of the 2-hour running time. You don't get to know these characters. You don't get to know the struggle of being a cop that is undercover in one of the most dangerous and powerful cartels in the history of the world. And one of the other underlining themes of the movie was addiction. The character played by John Leguizamo, who is a U.S. Special Customs Special... What are they? What agent? He's a cop. Okay, he's one of the undercover cops, and he's Bryan Cranston's partner. He tells him, this is my drug. This is my addiction. This is how I get off. By being an undercover cop, by living on the edge, knowing that any day, any slip-up that I have, it could mean the end of my life. I could die. And the same thing with Bryan Cranston's character. He becomes almost addicted, in a sense, to being undercover, to this new identity, this playboy with a fiancé, because, you know, playboys have fiancés, which is a funny moment in the film. But this character, he has the option to retire. He has the option to retire with his family, to have benefits, but he chooses to go undercover in one of the most dangerous cartels ever. These moments, these characters, they're just not fulfilling because of the lack of time that we have with them. It just cheapens the product by being a movie. We're living in the golden age of television, so storytellers need to realize when their source material is better suited for 10 hours rather than 2 hours in a movie theater. So overall, I would give this movie a 5 out of 10. It's a movie with a great story, great acting, but not enough time to fully realize the story that it's trying to tell.